AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Draymond Green was on Big Shaq's podcast, and he had quite the revelation of why Kobe Bryant is not the GOAT.
Do you think my guy deserves to be in that conversation? Kobe? Yes.
For sure, 100%.
So how come he's not all the time?
Here's why I think he's not. Number one, he played with you, and people hold that against him. Number two, Kobe kind of fell in a weird time. And what I mean by that is Mike left the league. When Mike left the league, y'all were dominating. And then when you left the Lakers, they had a few rough years. Wasn't great. They didn't have great roster. It wasn't great. While it wasn't going great, there was a young guy in Cleveland starting to make his hay. And so in the years where Kobe could have been dominating, which he was from a number standpoint, but they weren't winning none, in those years, Bron was making his hay and starting to make his name. And is he the best player? And I think the amount of time that it was a consensus that Kobe was the number one in the league, like the top guy, I don't think it was long enough for everybody to say, like, to put him in that conversation, because Bron then came and put his name in the conversation. And so from that point on, it's tug of war. Christmas Day games between those two guys. And so I don't think he accumulated enough people in saying that he dominated the way Mike dominated in the length of time that Mike dominated. Bron, the length of time that he's dominated. I don't think Kobe dominated himself for that length of time. I think he's definitely in the conversation, but I do think that's the reason why most people don't put him there.
Oh,
That's fair.
Don't say Draymond.
I didn't hear that sound. That's fair.
You want me to go?
Ryan? Yes, Mr. Hammer Time.
If we gonna say he in a conversation as far as like top 10, sure. I got him in my top 10, 5 to 10. But that top 5 is a whole different weight class. He's nowhere near that.
Is this what
Like,
Draymond
not even
said?
close.
What Draymond said part of the reason why?
A lot of people, you know why I don't like talking it? Because Kobe passed, and a lot of people, it's empathy points. Let's be for real. Like, it's cool, but I never knew a season where I went in and was like, Kobe is like flat out, hands down, the best player. Can you remember that?
yeah.
Plenty.
2000, 2001, 2002, Shaq, right?
100%. 02, 03,
2004, 2005, Duncan. Then we
2004,
got
2005, 06, 07. I got beat.
You had Dirk. You had, I don't like, and then LeBron was there, and he was never better than LeBron to me. Like I don't, and I hate arguing it because I don't think it's a fair conversation. Like, Kobe, you're not even like the same kind of physical specimen, so I can't compare you. Like Mike and Shaq, yeah, I'll do that comparison with Braun all day. But Kobe, nah, like it's not fair for him and his fans.
Yeah,
you
totally disagree.
You're not like when they go with it, yo, Kobe, he's so skilled. Hold up. What's his averages? What's his percentages? Like, let's get to the numbers. If we're gonna talk like that, like if you giving me 30 and you shooting 28 shots, I don't care for that. Like, and you doing it on under 50%, like you never shot 50% in your career. I can't look at you like you that guy.
Yeah. I can't roll with that. The dude played on both ends of the floor. Both ends of the floor, right? At an elite level.
He did.
Was the best player at his position for a very, very long time. Like there's no doubt about that. When you start now stacking him up against your MJs, against your LeBrons, right? Then the conversation is a harder conversation because I'm not gonna run from it. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, right? Biggest you'll find out. The points he makes is valid. It's valid. But and what Draymond, that sound, I never heard that sound. I didn't hear that sound. So
excellent point.
I thought that was the way it's laid out. I thought he laid that out great. I can make a clear argument for Kobe Bryant being the best player.
Okay.
Like, just player. You can see me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, like both ends of the floor, everybody didn't do that at an elite level. I think it took LeBron time to figure out how to play defense on a professional level. Once he got there, yeah, he was all world.
But what's time? By what year?
Defensively, I would say his first MVP year, like 09. He was out of this world. And from there, for the next 10 years, he was like one of the best defenders in the league every year.
See, here go my thing. Like a lot of people,
I don't think he was like that. Go ahead.
A lot of people will be like, "Yo, Steve Nash MVP was Kobe's. Kobe wasn't in that race.
He was in that race.
Why? They were terrible. Kobe wasn't dominant.
I'm just talking about from votes and how it went down.
I'm saying in general, like if you really look at it, he shouldn't have been in that race.
I mean, the team wasn't good.
I can see it going to Shaq. I can see it going to LeBron. That's it. But Kobe wasn't. They won like 40-something games, like 40, 45 games, I think. He shot terrible from the field. He shot 30 shots a game to average 35. He shot 45%. Like
it's hard. It was hard for me, like because even with the defense, Flea, I think what you're saying is LeBron didn't necessarily know every scheme on defense, but I think when you're a big body like that, he's just he's such an alien.
It's an impact.
But that's what I'm saying.
He's like you said, he's Shaq on the wing, bro.
Right. The athleticism started to look alien like once he took like from that this is what I'm saying. From that MVP season, don't get me wrong. Bron could have easily won MVP before 2009. Yeah, like he could have easily did that before that one. So I get that.
That 07 season, they top 5 defense.
07, he was incredible. Like, I'm not arguing that. I just feel like he didn't take that end of the floor as serious all of the time.
Let's say this, right? This is why I look at it like it's an argument. Like with Kobe, like why Kobe like I look at a nigga like Wade. Dwayne Wade was crazy at his peak year. Mm-hmm. Like, is Kobe's peak year better than Dwayne Wade's?
Yes, 1,000%.
What's his peak year to you?
1,000%.
What's his peak year?
Because if you add in, if we're talking about Dwayne Wade's peak year, 2009, his best scoring output, his best numbers yet. Were they great in the playoffs? They weren't a great.
No.
I don't want to add none of that.
They beat Boston the first round at one game. D-Wade hit the game-winning shot. Like he was playing.
But that's what I'm saying. Are we adding team success, or are we just talking about
that
peaks?
That's where I go with it. That's where I go with it. That's why I be like, That's why I be like, a lot of these dudes, like even Wade, I be like, Wade was a great player. Don't get me wrong, but what's his impact on a win? Like they're not dominant. Like that's how I looked at Kobe. Kobe wasn't doing all of this without Powell. Like if Powell never went to the Lakers, let's be honest, they never make it out the first round.
No, that's not true.
With
him and Wade is in the same boat.
With Lamar Odom and Bynum,
they don't make it out the first round.
I disagree with that.
I can't ride with it.
Yeah, Powell was extremely important, but yeah, he was good enough to out of the first round.
Let me tell you something. I gambled a lot back then, and my gambling partner, they was like, "Yo, the Lakers, like it don't look crazy, like they don't look like a super team, but people don't realize they're so much bigger than everybody else. That's a different kind of super team. Their best offense is rebounding. It's rebounding and defense. You getting bailed out. Like, you could do whatever you want because you know you got that behind you. That's the scheme. So it's like
now.
But Rod, my thing with Wade is a couple seasons he goes for 50%. Like I think D Wade, the difference for me between them, like the only thing stopping D Wade is health. Because to me, it was so easy for him to get to his spots. And to me, I couldn't even believe that he was like that. I disagree with that point.
I agree. I get what you're saying. And what's crazy is a lot of people is gonna disagree with it, but he kind of did what he wanted out there. He shot a high percentage. He locked up. Let's not forget that.
Oh, he's a hell of a defender.
He didn't shoot the three. There was no I'm gonna pump fake from three and you're gonna fall for it. No, you ain't.
Well, because he couldn't shoot.
Right.
Let's be honest.
That's my thing. Like Kobe used to shoot so many bad shots. I used to hate that shit.
But,
'Cause it's
but
like-
the other side of that, like, yeah, percentages, but he's a good bad shot. He's the greatest bad shot taker we ever seen.
You should
The
never
nigga's going to
depend
hit
on a
bad
bad
shots.
shot taker. It should never come down to that. Like that
Right,
shit is
but that-
just bad basketball on me.
Bad teams, because when he had better teams, it was always principal shots. It's just they spent so much time in that
And
triangle.
that's where I gave Kobe credit at. He knew how to rein it in. That would be
Right.
different. Like
He
I used
learned.
to always say, like people used to be like, "Oh, T Mac ain't have this." T Mac, I said T Mac didn't know how to play basketball. I was like, T Mac was ass. I used to Raymond. How long have I been telling you
He
this?
said that. He said that about you all the time.
I was the first person to tell him. They used to love T. I was like, T Mac stinks.
Here,
AllBall
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.